So I just bought the cheapest Audi RS3 in the country.
This is the Audi RS3, one of the most popular RS cars ever built. It's powered by Audi's legendary Daza engine, a highly acclaimed 5-cylinder turbocharged engine which produces 394 horsepower with a launch to 60 of less than 4 seconds, and it puts its power down through Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system. But this one isn't perfect. It's got damage to the driver's side doors, it's been previously repaired, and there is a lot of body filler, and it's not up to the RS standard.
So before I reveal how much you paid for this car, I just want to show you guys just how bad the damage is. If you take a look, both doors are caved in. There is quite a bit of damage to the B-post as well. Not only that, there is a ton of filler running all across the bottom skirt and on that arch as well, so it has been previously repaired. So comment down below how much you guys think we paid for this car, and towards the end of the video I will be revealing exactly how much we paid. So what I have here is a paint thickness gauge. It's basically a magnet that's going to show me just how thick the paintwork is. Not only that guys, it's going to show me just how much filler is on this panel. If you're in the green zone, we're good. Yellow zone's fine. Red zone's a bit questionable. Black zone, that means you've got a lot of filler. If the magnet is not sticking at all, you've got a ton of filler. So let's do the test on this quarter panel because we've got a feeling it's got a lot of filler. Okay, so we're good for now. Okay, we're good. We are good there. We're good. Okay, as we're coming down to this lower part of the panel, see we're in the lower part of the yellow zone. We're almost in the red. Now we are in the red. So this whole arch here guys, if we follow it down, that's all filler. It's barely sticking. The closer I go to the arch, the less it sticks, especially along here guys. So this whole arch here, you can even see it. If you take a look here guys, that is a ton of filler. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a hammer chisel and we're going to have to chisel this out and show you guys just how much filler has been applied to this arch and that lower part of the sill as well. So we took a big risk purchasing this car. As you can see guys, it has been previously repaired and there might be other panels that we've not seen that do have a lot of filler. And all along this lower sill guys, it is all filler. Even up to here guys, you've got a massive crack running all across the top of that lower sill. So I'm going to show you guys why this car was actually worth purchasing. As you can see, this car is not stock and I have got the previous owner here to talk us through what he's done to this car. Now I've seen videos of this car take on GTRs. E63s, other RS3s, so the owner's here, he's going to talk us through what he's done, and yeah, let's take a look.
So I'm going to talk you guys through some of the bolt-on mods we've had fitted to this car. A lovely APR intake that is dripping in carbon, open air intake. Underneath the cover guys, we have APR racing coil packs with NGK racing spark plugs. We've got 034 motorsport mounts finished in a lovely aluminium for engine and gearbox. These are to help with the stiffness of the car, so there's no play in the engine and there's no play in the gearbox when you're running serious power. As you can see, it's not fitted with the standard intercooler, it is fitted with Wagner's upgraded intercooler for high airflow and high coolant levels. This car is tuned by its MRC. It is a stage 2. It has 550 brake horsepower, 720 Newton meters of torque. It is an absolute pocket rocket with switchable maps. I'm going to show you guys how we switch through the maps. Step 1, turn the ignition on. Step 2, foot on the brake and then other foot on the accelerator. As you can see now, we've engaged switchable maps. Map 1 is your low boost map, all in all your everyday map, running around 500 brake and the same amount of torque. Map 2 is your 99 run map, we call it. This is running slightly higher boost. We're around about 515 brake to about 714 Newton meters of torque. Map 3 is octane boost map, we call it, which is 99 run with 6 run octane boost bottle, which enables the full power of 540 bhp and 720 Newton meters of torque, which is absolute nasty.
So in my hand I have two folders. The folder to my left is the folder with all the performance figures. The folder to my right is the folder with all the financials and service history. So let's give you guys a quick look through these. This one's for 1,500, 572, 2,546, 1,265, £112, 1,661, 300, 1,161, 312, £51. So if you tally up all the receipts, the grand total is around £8,000. Now that's absolutely insane if you think about how much you actually paid for the car, which I will be getting onto. But before we do that, let's show you guys the performance figures. So here we've got a graph of the multiple dyno runs, and if you take a look at the max clutch power, it's showing 537. And if you take a look down here, guys, we've got 537 again on the next run. So what did we pay for it? Well, we paid, believe it or not, £8,000. So why was it so cheap? Well, the previous owner of the car was in an accident, which wasn't his fault. And he's obviously bought the car back from insurance. And by doing that, the insurance have sold him the car at a much lower price. You know, if you've written through Copart, it'd probably go for a lot more, but because you bought it through our mate, you got it for a lot less. So now that you guys have all the facts and figures, it is time to start working on this car. We'll start off by removing both doors and assessing the damage further, see just how bad the damage is behind those doors.
Because of the damage to the rear doors, we couldn't access the lower bolts to remove the doors, so we had to use a pry bar to create an opening so we can take the door off. There were no clips or screws holding the side skirt into place. It was just full of glue, so it took me quite a while to actually cut through the glue. So after removing the panels along that driver's side, we are working on the B post right now. So we are going to be jigging out the lower part of the B post. So where you've got the rear door bracket, the lower bracket, that is quite badly bent. So what we want to do is roughly get that aligned to where it needs to be, and we are going to be test fitting it with the door. And if we're happy with how the door sits on there, we are going to be obviously swapping out the damaged panels for new ones. But right now the aim is to actually get the alignment sorted. We made a mistake by using a short thread and bolt, so this is a lesson in it. So with the rear door fitted, we were happy with the alignment. Now it's time for the hammer and chisel to come out, and let's see how much filler we can remove. I managed to remove most of the filler that was on there, but some of it was just too stubborn and it's taking way too long to remove it, so I decided to leave the rest of it on there, as we are going to be swapping out these panels for new ones. So we have now reached the stage where we can actually start removing this old skin, and welding in the new one. So we have ordered one for the dealership. We will be showing you guys that on the next video. So if you guys want to follow this build and you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to see how we get on with this build, and also follow us on all our socials as well. Link is down in the description. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.